Hello. Okay, next tutorial. This time I'm meant to be dressed up as my take on Bendy from Bendy and the Ink Machine. Now, Bendy and the Ink Machine is an ongoing game at the moment. It's not currently finished. They're releasing it in chapters. So far they're up to chapter 2. I believe chapter 3 comes out next month. I've actually been playing it recently on my gaming channel. I'll pop the link there, little shout out, sorry. But it's an incredibly beautiful game. It's proper captured the whole like silent cartoon movies really well, like the whole Merry Melodies kind of thing. It's a very scary game, but I would definitely recommend playing it, if not for anything other than the whole feel of the game and how original it is. It's just a fantastic game. And this dude is kind of the star of the game. I should point out that although this is my more demonic take on Bendy, it's also meant to be the whole dripping character, which we assume is Bendy, but obviously in his more demonic and evil looking form. He's kind of got Bendy's face, but his horns have become considerably bigger and the whole dripping down his face, and he's all elongated. Very creepy, but fantastic. I mean, I could be wrong. It might not be Bendy. It might be Bendy's doppelganger. Who knows? The game's not finished yet. We'll find out. And I've had a massive flood of requests for this makeup. Every time people see me out, every time I go to conventions, every time I live stream, and in the comments below, everyone's saying, when are you going to do Bendy? So, here's my take on it. Hope it's okay. Hope I did justice for you guys. I will flash the first few names on the screen now, or the first few people that requested this makeup on this channel. I'm sorry I can't shout out everyone's names, but here are the first few people. So thank you guys so much for requesting that I do this makeup. So yeah, if you'd like to learn how to recreate this Bendy inky madness, stay tuned. So, if all things go to plan, it should be a relatively simple makeup, probably famous last words, whoops, but we'll just graze over that. So this look should be fairly straightforward. Having said that, I'm never one to miss up an opportunity to make things a bit more complicated. So I'm going to be applying a plain latex ball cap and blocking out my eyebrows in true Pinkstylist fashion. Both of those things you could avoid doing this makeup. You could just slick your hair back, and the eyebrows, not completely necessary because there's going to be a whole lot of black in that area, so that does tend to hide your eyebrows. I just like doing these things because whenever I do a simple-ish makeup, I like the silhouette to be as neat as possible. And having said that, when I apply the horns later, which I'll get to, it might prove difficult if you haven't got a smoother surface to apply it to. Completely up to you guys. But as I said, I am going to be blocking out my eyebrows and popping on a ball cap, so I'll pop 2 links in the description bar below. There'll also be a card up here somewhere, which will take you to 2 videos that I did in the past to teach you guys how to do both those things to make things go quicker in this video. So I'm going to do both those things and we'll go from there. So yeah, there we go. So I went around my ears just so you can't see them because I think that will detract from the whole silhouette of this look. I also went around the edge of my ball cap with about 3 layers of liquid latex to get rid of that seam. You guys know the drill by now. So then I'm going to take a Kryolan face liner pencil. Doesn't really matter which eyeliner you use, it's just my personal favourite at the moment. As long as it leaves a mark, and if you make a mistake it's easy to wipe off. And with this I'm going to start drawing on the shape that I want for the mouth. So I get the feeling this makeup is going to have a very Sans from Undertale kind of feeling from when I did that makeup tutorial a little while ago. It's a very similar mouth. It's literally just going to be a really wide mouth, but I'm going to taper it off so it rounds itself off and just have some lines going down. So super simple. I'm going to make it a little bit more complicated with some shading and such, but not too much you have to worry about with this. It's just going to be around and then across. So I'm just going to lightly trace that on. So there we are, we have a rough outline of the mouth just so we can see where things are going to be in proportion to the rest of the face and just to make sure it's as symmetrical as we can get it. So then I'm going to take a Superstar white watercolour, and with that I'm going to colour the inside of this mouth area. Then I'm going to take a Superstar black watercolour and start neatening up these lines. So once I've neatened everything up, I'm going to start on my next step, which is taking my Kryolan pencil again, and I'm going to start tracing on the shape that I want for the face, and I think I'm going to start on the drips as well. I am going to do some shading around the mouth, and there is going to be some more detail in there, but before I do that, I want to just work out where the drip lines are going to go, because the version I'm going to do, rather than just the regular Bendy, is going to be the Bendy, well, we assume it's Bendy, coming out of the ink. So a lot of this is going to be covered in black, and I'm going to have a couple of black blobs going over the mouth, so I need to know which areas not to shadow and not to shade around kind of thing. So I'm just going to draw a rough outline of the shape of the face and a few drips going down. I'm going to make it very asymmetrical so that maybe one eye showing, maybe not, we'll see. Okay, so while I admit, yes, this is all over the place, bear with me, because the only thing I knew I wanted to do was I wanted to have the dribbles down, and I wasn't sure about the actual pattern of it, so this is all very sporadic, and yeah, so all you need to know is ignore this V, that was just a focal point for me, so I needed to know where it needed to fall down from, but all of this, everything, with the exception of this area here, is going to be black. This inside of the face here is going to be white. So all of these drips are going to be coloured in black, and then I might do some highlighting afterwards just to make them look a bit more cartoony and sketchy. So with all of that in mind, I'm going to take the white watercolour by Superstar and I'm going to colour the inside area around the drips. Then, taking a M.A.C paint stick in black with just a really nice blendable cream, I'm going to apply a half circle on this side of the mouth and then blend it outwards, leaving a really clean edge underneath. I'm going to kind of do it on this side, but it's going to blend out so you won't see too much of it. So more focus on the side that is obviously showing, but that's just going to accentuate the smile a little bit. Also, taking the black cream again and a really sharp angle brush, I'm going to go around with a few breaks in between all of these drip marks and just blend them downwards. Not as thick as this, but just some illustration lines just to make it look a bit more sketchy. And again, taking the black cream and a really sharp angle brush, I'm going to colour the edges of this smile, and I'm going to blend the colour inwards, going over most of the first tooth and half of the second tooth. The idea is that it blends towards the centre of the face to make the mouth look like it's peering from back here and then coming forwards. Just makes it look a bit more three-dimensional, which is cool considering it's meant to be like a flat 2D character. Then I can take my black watercolour once again by Superstar and I can colour most of the rest of my face. It's going to cover a lot of this, so I'm going to colour my entire bald cap, this whole area here and around my jawline and my neck. Then, just to get rid of the skin colour that's around my eye, I'm just going to take a M.A.C fluid line in Black Track and just colour in around my eye in the waterline of the top and bottom set of my lashes. Next, I'm going to take a Maybelline New York Master Ink Liquid Eyeliner. This is in white. And using that, I'm going to do the similar thing that I did to the black underneath the drops. I'm going to do on the inside of the black, going around, following it all the way, giving it several breaks in between. That's just going to act as the highlight of the light reflecting off the ink. Then, before I do anything else, I'm going to talk to you guys about the horns that I'm going to use. So, I'm not really sure if Bendy has horns per se. It's more like his head goes off into that point and then it goes around, so it just makes them look kind of like ears / horns. I'm going to interpret them as horns because I think it makes it look a bit more evil looking. So, to get this effect, I'm going to be using something that's super crude, so I apologise for that, but they are 2 cardboard horns. Yeah, which I've cut out and they're 3-dimensional so I can just stick them down. Yeah, I actually made them for my Aku makeup tutorial. I made them to go on the shoulders, but I never got around to using them. So I've cut them a little bit shorter and a bit more rounded to go onto my head. So the idea is I'm going to use Pro Stick and stick them towards the back of my head so they change the head shape just a little bit, and then I can paint the base of the horn in latex and then colour that black, and hopefully it should look fairly effective. We shall see. So I'm just going to stick these 2 down and we'll see what it looks like. Sorry to jump ahead there, I've just gone over the edge of this horn in about 4 layers of liquid latex. I'm just letting that dry and then I can paint it. I can do exactly the same on this side. I blended it in exactly the same way I did my ball cap. I applied a layer of liquid latex with a sponge just to the edge of the horn, let it dry, and then did that again for 4 times. So I'm just going to repeat that process, let it dry, paint it black, and then we'll go from there. Then I'm going to paint the rest of my body in the black watercolour by Superstar. Now obviously if you're going out you wouldn't do that, so I would suggest wearing a morph suit, that kind of thing, like just a full body black suit. I would wear one myself, but I am quite hot right now, so I'm going to skip that if that's okay and just paint myself black. And I'm naked. Yeah, let's do this. Okie dokie, so after I finished painting my body black, I popped on this little white bow tie, and I think the last step would be to pop in some contact lenses, which is completely optional. You could obviously just have this as it is. You could pop in some black lenses, some black sclera lenses. I've decided to go with a black lens with a white in the middle, just because I figure if the black's stripping over Bendy, maybe it's making him more evil. I don't know, I just figure having bright white eyes would look really cool with this. So I'm just going to pop those lenses in and we'll see what we've got. And there we go, that's my look officially complete. So, as I said, I popped in my contact lenses and I popped on some white gloves just to complete the look. I think these eyes add a lot to the look. I think it needed something extra to make it pop. But as I said, you could pop in some just black eyes or just not put any lenses in. It's completely up to you guys. So yeah, I really hope you guys liked my take on Bendy. I mean, I made it a little bit more demonic with the extra large horns and the white eyes than it is in the game. But I wanted to do something that was my spin on it, so I hope that's okay. There's not a huge amount of detail in this makeup, but hopefully the whole thing together is effective for you guys. But yeah, so that's my take on Bendy and the Ink Machine. If you like this video, please make sure to, you know, the usual, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And yeah, so until next time, bye guys.